Hi all of you awesome scuba divers out there, welcome to the Scuba Diving Magazine channel, your favourite place for the latest scuba diving news and gear reviews. Today I've got my hands on the SEAC Type BCD, which is a jacket style BCD, meaning that it inflates around the waist as well, and it's a very tough BCD. But first of all, let's see how it arrives and what actually comes with it. This is how it arrives. It comes in a plastic bag, which is pretty common for most BCDs. You get the BCD itself. There's also a book of words, a user manual. Have a quick flip through that so you understand how everything works. It does come with a low pressure inflator hose that you screw into your regulator. You've got a little hose retainer clip, which is pretty cool. It does come with weight integrated pouches, and yeah, then the BCD itself. Let's take a closer look. So taking a closer look at the BCD itself, if we start up at the top of your left-hand shoulder, traditional corrugated inflator hose that leads down to your inflator. Very simple, red button to inflate, black button on the end to deflate. You've got the oral inflation nozzle here as well. And if you pull down on the inside of this corrugated hose is a little cable, and if you just pull your inflator downwards, you don't have to press any buttons. There's a valve up at the top of your left-hand shoulder. So as you pull that down, the cable opens up the valve so it vents from the top. So at the beginning of a dive, very quick and easy way. If everyone's sat on the surface, you pull that down and you start to descend. Also looking at that, we also have an emergency whistle, always an essential piece of kit to keep on you during a dive, just in case. Plastic whistle, so it's tough and it can go anywhere. And yeah, you've got a lanyard. You can move it around. You can put it anywhere on your BCD. They have it attached to your inflator. If you want to move it, you can move it. That's held in place by a Velcro attachment strap there, just to keep it in place. Underneath that, you have articulated pinch clip buckles, which are quite nice. Normally on most BCDs you just have straight buckles, which aren't the most ergonomic, whereas these ones, it can actually pivot and hinge, so just around your shoulders it can just be much more ergonomic, much more comfortable. To undo them, you just press that internal circle and it undoes. To do it up again, you just push it in and it secures in place. Traditional adjustment on that, so nice and comfortable. Across your chest, you have a removable or just movable chest strap. So chest strap to help keep those shoulder straps in place, but if you want it a little bit higher up, you can actually move this section up, or you can remove it completely. If you really don't get on with chest straps, you can remove it if you so wish. That's a traditional pinch clip. Double adjustment, one on each side, and the right hand shoulder strap mirrors the left, except it comes with a little hose adapter. That's just on a little wire gate clip, so you can move that wherever you need to. That's handy for like your gauge hose. I'd probably fit it to a hose down on my or a D-ring on my left hand side. So my submersible pressure gauge, you can clip the hose itself into that. It's still relatively quick release. You can pull it out, but it's quite secure in there. That's attached onto a pre-bent metal D-ring, so the bottom of the D-ring just lifts away from the strap a bit, makes it a bit easier to clip things onto it. And next to that, you have your right-hand shoulder pull dump, which is quite long for my liking. I don't know why it's this long. It's pretty easy to adjust it. You can make that whatever length you want, just tie a secure knot, but they give you plenty of slack. And that just leads to the overpressure valve on your right-hand shoulder. So you can pull that downwards, similar to the pull dump on your left-hand shoulder. It vents, except this time it vents over your right-hand shoulder. Padded shoulder straps, so a bit more comfortable, especially when you're diving in warmer climates. You haven't got a thick wetsuit on. You want something a bit padded, a bit more comfortable. And also this mesh helps to dry quite quickly between dives, so that you're not putting a soggy, cold BCD on between dives. The back plate, if I open it up, to show you underneath. So you got a decent sized grab handle on that, so you can move your BCD, you can move your gear around whilst holding onto that. You do have padding on that, because behind this is the plastic back plates to give the whole thing rigidity, but that's not going to be the most comfortable just against a rash vest, so a bit of padding is quite comfortable. Moving down to the waist, Velcro cummerbund. It helps to really wrap that BCD around you without it just being a 2-inch webbing strap. It's a bit more comfortable. Then the BCD is going to move around with you, but for real security, you have that big pinch clip on the front to really kind of make it nice and secure. On the sides, you have this little pouch here. So this depends on sort of how you have your regulator set up. You can either have it so that your submersible pressure gauge routes in from the back of the pocket and then up through there, or with your octo, you can bend the octo hose and just put that bite in there. So it's still quick release, but it doesn't require an octo clip. Hold your octo in the correct point, because you've got one on the right hand hip as well. Holds that second stage right where you want it in that triangle, and then if you ever need to, you can deploy it from there. You also get a small stainless steel D-ring, so you can attach clips or whatever you want onto that. You have a pocket underneath it, zippered from the back to the front, and then inside, decent amount of space. When it's fully inflated, of course, there's less space. But for essentials like torches or something, you can stow that inside quite easily, and a decent sized pull tab, so even if you've got gloves, you'll still be able to grab hold of it. Quick release weight system in this, so pinch clip, so it's really secure. Even if you tug on that handle, it's not going to accidentally fall out, which some other designs have had a problem with. So you would have to do that pinch clip, grab on that handle, pull that weight pouch out, and then each of these can take 4 kilograms in each. This is just a standard Velcro, and then it bellows out so you can get some blocks inside of it. They've got some rigid sections on both sides, so that trying to get it back in and out. The worst thing is if you have like a very floppy pocket and trying to push it into the BCD is quite hard. You need something with a bit of rigidity to be able to push it all the way in. Right down here at the bottom of the pocket, you have these 2 metal grommets. So this is for a dive knife. You can have a BCD integrated dive knife that you bolt to the side of your BCD. So instead of having to strap it to your arm or your leg or whatever you do with your dive knife, you can actually bolt it to the BCD and it just holds it in place out of the way, but still readily accessible. On the right hand side, very similar to the left, you've got that octo pocket, you've got a stainless steel D-ring, a zippered pocket on the outside, you do have knife grommets as well, and you have that weight integrated clip. On the back of the BCD, you have a little lanyard that you can hook over the top of your cylinder. It is really big and chunky. Usually these are quite thin. It is quite nice to have a bit of like heft to it if you're carrying the BCD around with that especially, but yeah, you can put that over your cylinder valve, and that just makes it really nice and secure. A bit of a cradle for your cylinder, so that when it's on, it's going to reduce the amount that your cylinder is wobbling. It's going to stay nice and secure on the back of your BCD. Traditional plastic cam band, you'll all know how to use that. And you have these trim weight pouches on the back. So these have a pinch clip secure mechanism, and then basically if you need to move some lead, you don't want it all in your weight pouches on the front, you can move some a little bit higher up and around your back, just to help with that trim positioning in the water. These can hold a maximum load of 2 kilograms each, so 4 in total on your back. Otherwise, you can just see your overpressure valves and your dump valves, your kidney dump on your right hand side, and yeah, that's how you can vent gas if you're ever inverted. All in, it's a pretty tough BCD. A few things that I would change. I would change that length of the pool dump, because that's just going to get tangled up in things. I'd probably change the one on the back at the kidney as well. Not too much. It's held in place by the little retainer, which is pretty cool, but it's still quite long. It's nice to be able to find it quite easily, but if it's dangling around, it can be a little bit tricky. Otherwise, it has everything that you really need in a BCD. If you like the jacket style, you like that kind of wraparound and the pockets, you find them convenient, then yeah, I can't really fault it. Plenty of lift, plenty of comfort, and sort of ergonomics on it. Yeah, it's a very smart little BCD. There'll be links to our affiliate dive centers down in the description underneath this video, and I'll try and pop one up here in the comments, sorry, in the corner of the screen up here. Otherwise, remember to like, share, subscribe, do all that good social media stuff. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.